when I first moved from Mexico to Los Angeles, it was 1984. I didn't have a Latino community yet. I didn't have a gay community yet. Didn't have a community yet, period. I was just adapting to this new society and people, and I was an immigrant. Honestly, all what I remember, it was I started to hear about people dying in the gay community in 1985. I just happened to hear about this study or they were doing about in the gay community from one of the universities. So I decided to go, and they did some blood tests or something else, and there was no someone to hold your hand or to be there for you or to tell you, you can do this or you can do that. It was just a cold room with cold chairs, and in a cold way, you are positive to this virus. It really completely took my life by surprise. And of course, the fact that immediately it was that element of you might have 6 or 7 months to live. The next year, the guy that I had sex with, he died. So in 1986, that it was the following year, it was almost like the confirmation of you might die also soon. Every secret that you keep inside, especially if it's something that is really, really heavy, it can really kill you. There was a moment that in that short period of time that I felt like I was burning inside, like the fact that I was not able to tell anyone that I might die tomorrow. As a new immigrant to this country, that you are alone and you get a death sentence and you have nobody to help you and nobody to hear you and nobody to listen to you. My community, or the communities for many immigrants and for many Latino people, it's our families. And we don't have sometimes much of other communities. So I just couldn't tell the family my family that I was here with of what happened. I just couldn't. And then I remembered that famous phrase, or I think is what they use in AA. I'm not sure, the whole thing of trying to see things that you can change and the things that you cannot change, to accept that. And I knew I couldn't change my whole story, but I could just change little things and live day by day. That was like the first thing, and I don't even know how. Again, just came to my brain, but it helped me a lot. The second part for me is when I finally moved to San Francisco, because it was the first time that I really started to have a community, curiously, not only with my Latino community, but also with my gay community. The two of them started to happen. And just the simple fact of starting to be able to talk about it with someone, it just makes so much difference. It's very easy for many people to talk now about long-term COVID for 3 or 4 years. And I don't understand why it's so difficult to try to understand the mental health issues of people living with long-term HIV. A friend of mine gave me a word he's the only one that I have seen using this word, demoralization. Is that almost losing hope, in some way? But at the same time, we have those coping skills and we keep going. But that sense of being completely safe is never there. Once you have a death sentence and the people around you are dying, I think it never goes away. I started to look for people that they were living with HIV for a long time. To create a group online is very easy. You just press a few buttons. And suddenly I started to receive emails and phone calls like every day or in the middle of the night. And I promise I used to cry sometimes every night because I didn't know what else to do or how to help people. Now I have many people that help me. HIV Long-Term Survivors International Network is simply that, and it's a network because we help each other. We have about 5,000 people from all over the world. It's about 3,500 people that live in the United States. So that didn't happen too long ago. It has been about 10 years that suddenly there was that awareness, and thanks to the internet and social media, suddenly we were able to see each other and communicate with each other. And there were people in small towns that I thought I was the only one in this place. And then there was people here in San Francisco and other places, and I have been able to meet again groups by now that they are in Spain or Africa, Australia, and different places. And suddenly we realize that, we're not maybe many, but we are a community. Advocacy for me is a mutual avenue. I call it selfish advocacy because it helps me a lot. But if I can make a difference just in once, if I can make people smile just one day and I can just make them feel okay for one moment, I made a difference. But we had even stopped suicides through social media. And you can even think, how do you do that? There's so many ways that we can help people, and for me, it helps me a lot.